This is going to be our review for week 3. So we'll start with week 3, day 1. And we're still kind of talking about our number sense, but in this case we're going to be getting into some of our multiplication review. So number 1 says, find the product of 47 and 12. This word product means that I'm going to multiply. So I'm going to set up the problem 47 times 12. And I start with my 2. 2 times 7 is 14. Write my 4, carry my 1. 2 times 4 is 8, plus the 1 I carried is 9. Then, when I am done with the 2, I add my 0, because this 1 is in the tens place, so it's worth 10. So I put that 0 down there to make it all make sense. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 4 is 4. And then I add up my 2 parts. I get 4, 9 plus 7 is 16, carry my 1, 4 plus 1 is 5, so I got 564, which matches letter B. Number 2, there were 8 boxes that each contained 105 shirts. How many shirts were in the boxes? I circled that word each because that typically tells me that I'm going to multiply. So in this instance, I'm going to do 105 times 8. And then I just multiply 8 times everything across the top. So 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 0 is 0, but I have to add that 4, so 4. 8 times 1 is 8. So there's 840 shirts were in the box. Number 2, what is 3,892 times 6? So again, we're multiplying. It tells us the word times this time. 6 times 2 is 12, carry my 1. 6 times 9 is 54, plus 1 is 55. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 5 is 53. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 5 is 23. So we get 23,352, which matches letter C. For number 4, the stadium had a section that had 9 seats in each row and contained 412 rows. How many seats were in that section? So again, I'm seeing that word each, and that's going to be my hint that I need to multiply 412 times 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Carry my 1. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 1 is 37. So we get 3,708. Number 5, what is 16 times 52? So I start with my 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 1 is 31. I'm done with the 6, so I add that 0 to go to the tens place. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 5 is 5. And then we add them up. And I get 832. Which matches letter C. And number 6, which expression can be used to find 45 times 12? Remember, our difference between our expression and our equation is our expression is just a problem with no equal sign because there's nothing to solve. If I look at all these expressions, it looks like it's broken something apart. These first 2 have a 45 in them still. So 45 times 10, or I'm going to start with, we get 45 times 10 and 45 times 2. So if I break apart 12, I would break apart 12 into 10 and 2. So that one probably can work. And multiply 45 times each point. Letter B, it starts with that 45 times 10, and then it says 5 times 2. Well, I can't just have a random 5. That would either need to be 45 or I need a couple more steps if I'm breaking up 45 also. So that isn't going to work. This one breaks apart the 45, oh, they both do, and the 12, but it's missing some parts. If I were to combine both of these together, all 4 of these pieces, that would be right. But I can't break apart both numbers in only 2 steps. So my answer is A for that one. So that's our week 3, our day 1 review.